everybody, Sunny here. Before we get to the show, I just remind you all where you can listen to my podcast, Casa Loud Chats. I'm on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more streaming platforms. I'm even on YouTube. With YouTube, just search for Casa Loud Chats, and every episode of my show is up there on YouTube. And now, on with the show. Everybody, and welcome to Casa Loud Chats, a podcast dedicated to Nickelodeon's The Casagrandes and the Loud House universe. And I'm your host, Sunny. And welcome to episode 35 of Casa Loud Chats. And today we have lots of very exciting things to talk about today. A big announcement to talk about with the Casagrandes that came out very unexpectedly, but very excited to talk about, of course. And we have brand new episodes of the Loud House and the Casagrandes to discuss today. But I'm actually not alone in talking about all this exciting news today. I have a very special returning guest to my show today. You all know him from Twitter, of course, always amazing Roddy and Sid art, of course, and the big Sid Audi fan is Burster MFG, aka Roddy and Sid. Welcome back to my show, Burster!
I'm so glad to be part of this, show once again, and honestly, I really am excited to talk about, all the new stuff, because honestly, these two shows, I mean, I really loved enjoying these two shows, and I'm still constantly watching them, every now and then. So thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it, and I guess maybe we should start getting on the news or something.
Oh, yeah, of course. But I wanted to say thank you for coming back on, because like I said before on many of my episodes, you coming back on, literally as soon as the Sidati episode was announced, you DM'd me saying I need to be back on the show. So I made sure to have you back on this episode because I know you're really
I'm the number one Sidani fan.
Of course. I know as soon as we get season 2 of Sidani episodes announced, you're gonna be begging me to come back on again.
Maybe not. I mean, if there were that many, I probably wouldn't be on here. Maybe just invite somebody else.
Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah, I definitely need to get somebody back on, especially for the season 2 premiere, which we'll talk about soon. But yeah, I'm so glad to have you back on. And are you ready to talk about some Casa news?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Alright, so let's get into some Casa news! Alright, so we have one very exciting news item to talk about first for this week. Something very, very unexpected came for all of us Casagrande fans. We just got renewed for season 3 of Casagrandes!
Yes!
It actually happened! We are getting season 3! I can't believe it! Yes!
Let's go!
Yes! Wow, I can't believe this! Literally, last episode I was talking with Mitch, we were talking about the school episode, and
season 1 is not even done!
And we had thought that season 3 was gonna happen, and we're like, no, there's no way. And it actually did! They actually are doing season 3. This is amazing. I can't believe this.
I know.
And like you said, season 1's not even done yet, and season 1 won't be done even after season 2 premieres. So we're gonna get into that. But yeah, Burster, are you excited about this? Because I am.
I'm excited.
I'm so happy.
I'm very excited.
I can't believe this. My girl's show has made it past 2 seasons. I'm so proud. I can't believe this, man. I can't believe we're gonna be here for a long time with these shows. We just got season 6 of TLH, and now we have season 3 of Casagrandes. There's just so much to look forward to. It's so exciting to be a fan right now.
Yeah, I'm so glad I've been a fan because, the show has been so great, and I honestly felt, and it's just as good as The Loud House because The Loud House was a show that I was obsessed with ever since it came out, and honestly, watching the new episodes just give me a lot of nostalgia for old Loud House.
Yeah, and just to know that the spin-off show is just as successful as its sister show is amazing to me. So I'm just really happy that the Casagrandes has made it this far.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to get to the article that broke for the season 3 announcement from Deadline, which says the Casagrandes will be back for a third go-around. Ahead of its season 2 debut, Nickelodeon has renewed Emmy-winning kids series The Casagrandes for a third season. A spin-off of the Nickelodeon's top-rated animated series The Loud House, The Casagrandes has ranked as the number 1 animated property across television with kids 2 to 11 since its October 2019 debut. Season 3 is currently in production by the Nickelodeon Animation Studio. The Casagrandes tells the story of Ronnie Ann, who moves to the city with her mom and older brother to live with their big, loving family, the Casagrandes. The series showcases the culture, humor, and love that's part of growing up in a multi-generational Mexican-American family. Season 3 will find Ronnie Ann and her family members on a variety of adventures while exploring different areas of the city. Our audience has loved the diverse characters, relatable stories, and rich animation found in the Casagrandes since the series debuted last year, said Ramsey Nito, president of Nickelodeon Animation. The success of the show is due to the creative leadership who continue to showcase the love and laughter of this family, living in an environment that reflects the global world we live in today. Season 2 kicks off October 9th. We now have an air date for Season 2, October 9th. Yes.
If it was released at around if it was released at around like October 14th, which was the day it was released, I would have been kind of better, but I guess October 9th works too.
Yeah, it works, especially because we get it like so soon. So it's crazy that
it wasn't even a year old, and it's not even season 2 is already premiering, and the series is not even a year old.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with The Loud House because The Loud House season 1 of The Loud House went from May to November, I believe, and then season 2 started in November of 2016 to December of 2017.
Yeah, so it's really cool that they're already releasing season 2 right after season 1, even though technically season 1 isn't over yet when season 2 premieres, which is so odd to me, but it's cool that they're premiering around the same time as the anniversary of season 1, so it makes sense. All right, so
I guess.
So we'll kick off with the episode Fails from the Crypt, where the kids try to break a local record for staying in the cemetery overnight, followed by Bad Cluck, where a haunted chicken is pestering the Casagrandes. And then guest stars for season 2 will include Danny Trejo, pop star Ally Brooke again, because she was just
from VIP. Yup.
Yes, so she'll be showing up again. So we'll probably get another episode about her again. Someone, I can't say that name, Stephanie Beatrice, and Justin Chong of Twilight, and more. So yes, we did actually get a sneak peek from season 2 already, which is crazy. I can't believe we already got a clip from season 2. And yeah, Burster, what'd you think about that clip we got?
It was pretty good, but the stupidest thing came to me, and I thought this was the preview for Blunder Party, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was the preview for. It was the preview from Fails from the Crypt, and there's a season 2, and I shouldn't have been like, oh, this was the preview of that episode, blah blah blah, But it was a pretty good preview. I can't believe they're incorporating the friends a lot, which I will be talking about later. But it is what it is.
Well, yeah, they need to have that parallel with Lincoln and his friends because we've been having a lot of Lincoln and gang episodes lately. So with Ronnie and they need to incorporate them as well into episodes, which I think is good. So with this one, it looks so much better than the last Casagrandes Halloween episode we got.
I know I shouldn't be worried because we're most likely gonna get Sidani episodes in season 2, so I don't think I need to worry that much.
No, because we just had a Quake of a Cloud episode last week, so.
And Friday.
Yeah.
No. Well, family bonding, right?
Yeah, right, yeah, and the rest of the friends weren't in it, so like the Loud House with Quicken episodes, we'll obviously get Sidani episodes, but they want to incorporate all of the friends in the episodes, what I think will be cool, because like we could get more like different interactions than just Roddy and Sid, you know, because in that clip Sid was kind of like threatening Laird with her owl friend, which I thought was funny.
That's why I love her.
Yeah, she was like telling him like something about being scared, and then she's like, run. Sid's great.
She's amazing.
Yeah, so it's so exciting. We're getting season 3, and again, season 2 is premiering right around the corner. So that's
I'm
really
expecting season 3 to appear like late 2021 because that's what they did with the season 1 and season 2. So
yeah.
they appeared late in the year, so
Right, yeah. But again, like I've said, we have some weird scheduling things going on because, again, season 2 is premiering October 9th. And this week, we don't have any brand new episodes of The Loud House or The Casagrandes this Friday. And we heard about the other episodes of season 1 that are supposed to be coming out, which are Curse the Special and the last 2 episodes of season 1. And those aren't airing this week, so we're going to get season 2 before season 1 ends, which is so odd to me, you know?
it's odd. Yeah, I know it is odd to me too.
I mean, I guess it's okay because, like, again, the Casagrandes doesn't follow any like storylines. So you don't have to see season 1 before season 2, but we should have gotten something this week. You know, I don't know why Nickelodeon decided to skip out this week. I don't get it.
It's weird, but who cares? It's not that big of a deal, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, it's such a great time to be a Loud House and Casa Grande fan because again we have season 6 to look forward to and season 3 to look forward to. So again, we're gonna be in this fandom for a very long time. I would
very long
presume.
time.
Yeah,
I'm not leaving. I'm
yeah,
not leaving. Never.
never. Nope. You're stuck. When you're here, you're stuck here forever.
Exactly, and that's good. I'll take that.
I like the Mr. Burns. You're here forever. So yeah, that was very exciting news to talk about with season 2 of the Casagrandes. So let's move over to some other news with the Loud House. So we just found out about a new Loud House Halloween special that's going to be coming out the same day as the Casagrande season 2, which makes sense because last year they did Kings of the Con tied with the Casagrande premiere, so they wanted to tie in the Loud House special with the Casagrande season 2. So we have a
Pretty
new
good.
Oh.
Pretty good. I like that.
Yeah. So we have this new special coming out called Ghosted, which is Lori banishes a ghost she believes is haunting her, but when Fairway's golf team starts to struggle, Lori realizes she has to bring it back to turn the team's luck around. So Burster, what do you think about this new Loud House special we're getting?
Well, I mean, Ghosted, I feel like, I'm so glad they're having Lori. They didn't really forget about Lori because, Lori, despite moving to college, is still a part of the family. She was never excluded in the first place. And to have a Halloween special center around her feels interesting, really. And to have it centered around a golf tournament, no, it's expected considering that Lori is a huge fan of golf. So, yeah,
Well, she is going to school for golf, so it makes sense.
yeah.
I mean, to me, it just feels odd because, like, of all the characters you wanted to focus on for a Halloween special, it was Lori of all characters, you know? Like,
Lori is well. It's not like Lori is popular with fans, so it kind of makes sense.
yeah, but, like, you would think a Halloween special would be more focused on Lucy, right? You know?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I agree because she's like, she's basically the queen when it comes to Halloween. In fact, remember, I remember in the season 2 episode Trick, she set up this whole thing. She came up with the idea to set up this whole maze for the two bullies.
Yeah, but, like, to me, it's like, you could have had a Halloween special focus on Lucy or even Lincoln, like, or even the both of them, like ghost hunting or something, but the fact that it's a 22-minute episode dedicated to Lori and Ghost is like, you didn't need to do a Halloween episode dedicated to Lori and Fairway. You could have done just a Fairway episode with Lori. I mean, I'd be fine with that, but just with a Ghost, I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense to me, but again, we haven't seen anything.
I will say this. Their first episode Wait, is this the first episode with Lori and Fairway or something? Or
Technically, yes, because, well, I mean, in season 5, yes. I mean, we had Don't You Forget About Me, which she visited the school. Then we had
okay,
school.
okay. If that's the case, then yeah, they did start way too early. They should have done it like later in season 5. Like,
But that was more like a tour of the school. We didn't see it, and then school
hmm,
we saw her moving
right.
in. Then in the Boss Baby, we kind of saw her in school, but as a cameo. This is going to be officially the first episode with her actually in school at Fairway, like really like in
I wonder what her
classes.
life would be like, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be cool to see like what her life's gonna be like at college right now. So we only got glimpses of it in the Boss Baby, but to focus it around a ghost, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a the right premise and the right character. But again, we haven't seen anything from it, and some people have told me, well, what if the family gets involved, like the Louds? I don't know. I don't want to believe that, but I guess they could incorporate them into the episode. Like maybe she calls up Lucy and the family comes to help her track down the ghost or something. But from the premise, it doesn't seem like that the family's gonna be involved. Just gonna be about Lori. So I don't know.
Mm.
I'm a
Well,
little,
maybe the family's gonna appear, but
but like as like a phone cameo or something.
yeah, probably. I mean, it's still. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but yeah, have an episode about Lori. It just feels kind of. It's interesting, but it's sort of off.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it'll make sense once we see stuff from it, but I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for the Lori fans. I mean, I'm a Lori fan, of course, so I'm excited to see like a 22-minute episode dedicated to her in school. But about a ghost, I don't know. It just doesn't really make any sense to me. And
That's Lucy's department,
yeah,
obviously.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, I would love it if maybe the family gets involved and like they have to drive up there to help her, and maybe Lucy and Lincoln, since Lincoln loves ghost hunting, helps her out, which I would like that because I love Lori and Lincoln, so you know.
Yeah, I love their dynamic too.
And I'm gonna call this now. I mean, I'm probably gonna be wrong about this again, but I was right about it in school. I have a funny feeling that Bobby's gonna make a cameo in this episode because it's about Lori. So,
Yeah.
so I think Bobby's gonna appear as like a phone cameo or actually appear in the episode because of course he will. I expected at this
Yeah.
point. But yeah, that episode is gonna be coming out the same day as the Casagrandes season 2 premiere, which is very exciting.
Hmm.
So we'll probably get a promo for those two this week, obviously on Friday. But you know, I am a little upset they decided to skip a week because they do have episodes they can premiere with the Casagrandes, but you know, that's Nick's decision, so, you know, what can you do?
Uh, yep.
um, but before we move on, Burster, I wanted to ask you, since you're coming back on the show when I just announced these episodes, what are your thoughts about the Curse special with the Casagrandes coming out?
Uh, Ernesto, I don't. Okay, I want to Ernesto. The last time we got to like see him was back in Horoscope.
Yeah,
So it was, and he's a pretty good character. I mean, even though he only made an appearance in one episode and like telling Ronnie Yen about love and whatever, I don't know what he's gonna do in this episode, but actually, yeah, I do. But
what do you think? What do you think he's gonna do?
what are your thoughts on Ernesto, by the way?
What are my thoughts on him, like as a
Yeah,
character? Well,
yeah.
I mean, like a horoscope, he was mostly a plot device, so I don't really see him as a character, you know. So I feel like that's what they're gonna do in this episode too. Just keep him as a plot device, not really a character. But I would hope in Cursed, like Abuela, or like she actually does like confront him somehow because she's believing the entire city is bad luck, which
Yeah.
I don't know why she would believe that, you know. But
I
she,
mean, what about these? That would explain the good luck charms. The good luck charms if that she carries with her
yeah,
all the time, right? So
yeah,
it doesn't make sense why she would believe, Ernesto says that it's a Great Lake City to be bad luck. And this episode does remind me of No Such Luck from the Loud
yeah.
House, okay? Because when you have an episode about luck, what comes to mind? No such luck.
Yeah, everybody was comparing this to No Such Luck, and I was trying to tell people, but again, comparing Rosa to Lynn, Rosa's whole character is that she believes in the supernatural. So it makes sense with her versus Lynn, who just has these little... Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Right. She only has these little superstitions because of sports. It's not really... I don't really think it really matters with sports, you know?
Yeah, over sports? I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think Ernesto's just going to be, again, a plot device character than just an actual character, but I want to be proven wrong because it's a whole special, but I don't know how a whole special can, be focused on Rosa just being paranoid about bad luck. I think it should have been a 11-minute episode, but we'll see what happens with this special. We don't know yet. We don't even know when it's premiering, so I don't know.
You think Runyan's gonna appear in this episode? I mean, she didn't really appear in Uptown Funk, so do you think she's...
No, of course she's gonna be in this episode. It's a special. I don't see why she wouldn't.
Okay.
I'd be shocked if she's not in an actual special for the Casagrandes.
I'm not saying she's not gonna. I would never. I was just asking.
No, of course she's gonna be in. I think that because Rosa thinks the whole city is bad luck, so she's of course the entire Casagrande family and maybe all the civilians are gonna show up in this special just because Rosa thinks everybody is bad luck.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and what about the Bobby turning into cat episode? What do you think about that one?
Bobby, he can... I don't know, okay? Him believing he's a cat, what is wrong with you? I mean, Bobby, he can be dumb and smart sometimes. He's sort of a mixed bag. I've never seen this show, I don't think I've ever seen this show made him believe something like this. But at the same time, it is expected considering that Bobby, to me, sort of reminds me of Lenny.
Yeah, I think he's more...
based on their personalities.
Right, but
my opinion.
I think Bobby's a little more, not to say smarter than Lenny, but a little more intelligent than Lenny, but Lenny's getting there, I think Bobby has a little more smarts to him. But they are on the same level, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the last episode of Casagrandes Season 1, you're getting another Rowdy and Friends episode with that mystery episode, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's basically the kernel of truth of the
Casagrandes. I literally pointed that out. I'm like, this is just a Lincoln episode in the Casagrandes. But
you're gonna do a same energy with Ryan and Lincoln.
Absolutely, man. If anything happens in the episode, the same energy, I'm gonna do it. I mean, the friends literally have same energy when it comes to Lincoln's friends, so but it's to be expected with me. I mean, I don't want to point this out in Boo Business, but they had a part with the rabbits, and I'm like, oh, Casagrandes, you didn't make the rabbits white, so you couldn't make a Roddy and Lincoln connection for me. Nice try.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's all the upcoming episodes of The Loud House of the Casagrandes coming out. And yeah, that's about all the news that came out this week. And I was going to do updates from the Loud House of Casagrandes YouTube page, but there hasn't really been any real updates as of right now. So we're actually going to get into the new episodes that came out last week. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about all the brand new episodes of the Loud House and the Casagrandes that came out, of course, which are Strife of the Party, Kernel of Truth, Boo Business, and Blunder Party. Blunder Party, the big episode, Blunder Party, when we come back.
Come down to your neighborhood mercado. We have mangoes, milk and eggs and avocados. Tortas y taquitos y helados. Everything you need at the Casagrandes Mercado. Break it down. Mercado, 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 mercado. Bienvenidos. Welcome to the Casagrande Mercado.
And we are back to talk about the brand new episodes of The Loud House and the Casagrandes that premiered on Friday, which are Strife of the Party, Kernel of Truth, Boo Business, and Blunder Party. So let's talk about the first episode of The Loud House, which is Strife of the Party. Lola does everything to stop Lana from planning their joint birthday party. So Burster, what did you think about the Lola and Lana episode?
You can go first.
Oh, you want me to go first? But you're my guest. I always let the
Oh,
guest
but
go first.
no. You go for no. You
No,
go
no,
first for
no,
this one.
no. This is not how my show works. The guest has to go
Okay,
first.
okay. All right.
The guest has to go
So,
first.
thank you. But Lana and Lola's relationship, I mean, it's really cute to see them hang out together, and there like been many episodes that prove it. And Lola being annoyed with Lana's, obsession with dirt. I mean, I kind of understand, but I just feel like I just thought Lola would get used to it at some point. And to have her remove all the dirt things for the birthday party, she acknowledged that it was selfish, and Lana called her out on it. And then at the end, they started, and then at the end, Lola managed to make a sacrifice in order to make Lana feel better. So I thought that was really cute for this episode to do something like this. Like, you don't like to do something, but you have to sacrifice it for someone who actually does like it,
Yeah, like I like.
right?
Yeah, right. And I like the Lola and Lana episodes. I thought Sister Act was an okay episode as before, and I think this was an okay episode too. I didn't really like Lola's portrayal of this episode, being like all grossed out by Lana with the mud and stuff. Because like you said, you'd think Lola. You think Lola would get used to Lana liking dirt, but she's still grossed out by it, and I don't think that's really good character growth on Lola's end. But she did realize that in the end she was being super selfish and try to get rid of all the dirt and stuff for Lana, because all Lana wanted to do was plan their birthday party. But I would have said to Lana, maybe let's not have so much mud. Like let's not that much. Because like a mud pie or mud cake, ugh, no mud decorations, no thank you. But again, Lola was being kind of selfish and messed up everything for Lana, and learned that she shouldn't be selfish like that. And I feel like that's been a very typical Lola plot, with her learning not to be selfish, so
But she realized, but once again, they did bring this up. Lola having to need to make a sacrifice in order to make Lana happy for
right.
for their birthday.
Right, yeah, she recognized that she was being kind of a jerk, so she did sacrifice all of her decorations and all the stuff that she had planned to make Lana happy. That was really nice.
And also, this episode returned a familiar-looking character from January, and she hasn't appeared since January of this year. And you all remember her from Community Service.
Yes, Millie.
Yeah, Millie, exactly.
That was really nice.
I forgot her name.
Yeah, Millie. Yes, it was really nice to see they brought her back, because you would think they wouldn't remember a character like that. So it was nice to see.
Thought she would be a one-time character, but no, she's still Lola's friend.
Well, again, with the Loud House season 5, they're definitely doing more continuity. So it's nice that they did finally remember that Millie was one of Lola's friends. So it was cool to see her like there at the party. And also, Lori was in the background of this episode. She came back.
I thought you. Yeah. Aw, that was she. Even though she was off to college, that didn't mean she would never forget the twins' birthday.
Yeah, it was nice because I kind of speculated that Lori would come back from time to time during college on the weekends. So it was nice to see that they oh hey, we could put Lori in the background. She could be visiting the twins' party during the weekend. But only her, Lincoln, and Letty showed up to the twins' party. None of the other siblings were there. That felt kind of odd to me. That was just weird. But yeah.
It felt kind of strange.
Yeah, but I thought this was a really nice twins episode. I don't think it was really anything amazing or anything to write home for, but it was just a nice standard twin episode, and I really enjoyed it, because now we know the twins are 7 years old. They grew up in this episode, and my friend Nino on the Discord was talking about this, and he kind of speculated that maybe every Loud sibling isn't exactly aged up right now, because if the twins had turned 7 in this episode, that could mean that Lincoln was still 11 and schooled.
Wait, but I thought school was gonna age them up all at the same time.
Well,
Heck?
according to Strife for the Party, no, because Lola and Lana turned 7 in that episode. So technically, they weren't aged up in that episode, if the timeline works like that way.
Wait, that doesn't wait. Didn't it? Wait, it doesn't make any. It is sort of confusing.
It is confusing, yeah, because I mean, if we have a complete timeline, we know school takes place like literally the day that the semester starts. But in Strife at the Party, Lola and Lana were turning 7. Like in the episode, it's like it's our 7th birthday today. It's like that means in school they weren't 7 yet; they were 6. So if that makes sense.
So they didn't all age at the same time.
Exactly, unless this episode takes place before schooled, and that's why Lori's there. But again, I think that's what the case is. Lola and Lana aged up after them, so I don't know. We don't know, because Lincoln did say he was 12 when the episode schooled, so I don't know. You know, I don't think they all aged up at the exact same time after this episode, but that's just a theory, a game theory.
Oh, and by the way,
Yeah.
Somebody made this theory about the episode where they would flash back to Lana and Lola as babies, and that person got it right.
Yeah, I like that little picture of them, and then we got to see them in the womb during the party. I never thought the Loud House would make that picture. I'm like, wow, that was so weird.
It's kind of dark.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, any other final thoughts on Strife for the Party?
You know, I really like Lana and Lola's relationship. I'm honestly, I'm pretty much assuming that we're gonna get more episodes where their friendship develops. I mean, and it's so cute to see them together, and you know, them bonding as siblings is honestly just something. Honestly, something that you really love to see. You know, even though they disagree, they're still the most important people in each other's lives.
Yeah, exactly. I love how close Lola and Lana are, because they are twins, and when we get those episodes about their relationship, it's always so wholesome and cute, because I did like the Lana episodes with her and Lincoln, and I enjoy those, but when we get to see the twins together, they always have some fun shenanigans. Like Sister Act was a really fun episode of them just like pretending to be each other, so I'd like to see.
It's even funny it's no surprise that they're voiced by the same voice actress, so it kind of feels like they're switching it kind of feels like they switched voices.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, like it's so weird when like you have to like pretend they're two different characters even though they're voiced by the same person. So but yeah, I like the twin episodes. Hopefully we get another twin episode because I like this one. It was really cute.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
yep. Yeah, no, go ahead.
There you go.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say move on to the other episode.
Right, okay. All right, thank you for my segue. All right, so the next episode we're going to talk about is Kernel of Truth, which is Lincoln and the middle school action news team solve a mystery. So, do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Let me try. Let me
Okay.
go first, actually.
All right.
You know, this episode feels like, you know, I'm so glad they brought back the middle school again, since they're gonna keep doing this throughout the entire series, and you know, it's so cool. I really love the mystery episodes. You know, the mystery episodes, you know, they're really fun, and we've already got one with Lincoln and Clyde with family bonding.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really amazing how they are doing this again, but instead with the group. And you know, the mystery of the Kernel truth. You know, Kernel obviously means popcorn, and I thought the episode's premise sounded kind of ridiculous since it's like over a popcorn, but they did find a way to make it fun and entertaining to see, right? And you know, when they finally found out that Meryl was the one who took all the school popcorn, she only did it because she wanted to watch her show, and they finally, and then they found a new story to tell, and they revealed that there was a game room in there. So yeah, I really love the mystery episodes of the show. And also, this episode finally, for the first time ever, revealed Stella's last name.
Yes, she's now Stella Zhao. Spells Zhao, not Zoo, like it was in the video. Yeah, no, it's Zhao.
Mm-hmm.
Now all we have left is to hear what Liam's last name is. Then we'll be complete on the last names for all the friends in Lincoln's group.
What did you think of this episode?
I liked it. I like the Lincoln and Friend episodes, of course, and me, number one Lincoln fan in the fandom, so I'm always looking forward to the Lincoln episodes. And when when he's paired with his friends, it's always a good time. I liked it. It's what I expect from a Lincoln and Friends mystery episode. Them going into wacky hijinks and trying to solve a mystery, and it's hard because after the huge high that was family bonding. This episode was just like, it was fine. It was cute. It was good. Not amazing, but all right, But, it makes up for the fact that, of course, the gang is always great, and Stella, of course, being great as always, and a lot of Stella Kid fuel for them Stella Kid fans out there, of course, so I'm proud of you. But yeah. Like Stella just randomly puts her hand on Lincoln's head for no apparent reason. Like, she squished him in that one part. I'm like, Stella, please stop doing that. He looks very uncomfortable. I know people
expected. This is something that Lin would do. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Like, I know people ship Stella Kid, but after Lincoln has called his friends more like his family and sees them as siblings, I honestly see Stella more like a big sister to Lincoln than a girlfriend. I think she'd be like a Lynn type, just ruffling his hair like little Lincoln or something, just teasing him like that. Then be a romantic couple, like a friend kind of.
I wouldn't really see them as a couple, really. I think the same thing as them being siblings.
Yeah, that's why I liked when Lincoln referred to all of them as his family, like a second family, which is so sweet. But yeah, I think it was fun. I was hoping that Lincoln was gonna make some new friends on the news crew when I first heard about this episode. But no, it just kind of opened up with them finding the room, and it's like, hey, let's make a news team together, so we'll still be together in middle school, which makes sense. I was like, oh, this is just a way to get them together, which is fine. It was nice to see the middle school and just see that they're gonna be able to do this, and with continuity, hopefully they'll keep bringing this back, and we'll get more mystery episodes like this where they're solving a simple mystery in the school or reporting on something, so I liked it fine. Nothing amazing, but I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah, and I also and I'm so glad that we got to see Clyde's new suit come back.
Yes.
It was. I mean, the last time we got to see it was I don't even know. I don't even remember. Rocket Man.
I think so, yeah, when him and Lincoln were convincing Mom and Dad to let the... Oh, wait, no. We didn't see it last until Great Mistake, when Clyde was still the announcer. Yeah, talking about Rookie the Rooster. Yeah, that was the last time. I almost forgot.
Yeah.
I wish Stella had reacted to Lincoln in that suit. I mean, come on. He looks pretty handsome in that suit. Just saying.
She should have, just compliment him.
Yeah.
And Rusty, stop trying to be the hero. You're such a fool.
Rusty, stop hitting on Zach's mom. That was so gross.
And there's a running gag where Rusty's like, "Hey Liam, start filming this," and then he fails, and then Liam was like, "Don't worry, I got it all on tape."
I liked when Rusty was interviewing Lynn and trying so hard to get her attention. I thought that was really funny.
They also referenced something from school where
Yes.
the boat to Canada.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't see anybody talk about that. I'm like, literally as soon as they got to the dock and they said it's heading to Canada, I'm like, no, you can't go. You're banned for 3 months. You can't
Lincoln
go.
is banned from 3 months. That's
Yeah,
all of middle
It-
3 years.
or 3 years. I'm sorry, what 3 months? 3 years.
It's okay. It's
Yeah,
all right.
yeah. It's like, no, you can't go. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed. And Rusty tried to go like, no, you can't cross the border. Imagine if they actually tried to, and then they're like, oh, it's you, Lincoln Loud. You're still banned for 3 years. Yeah, yeah, I like that little callback. I'm like, no, you can't go to Canada. Oh, man. Yeah, I really liked it. You know, again, incorporating the middle school stuff again. Even though we really didn't see much of Lincoln's class or the gang's class, just the principal and Meryl and stuff like that. And someone pointed this out on Twitter that the Loud House crew kind of made a mistake with Meryl because, like us, they're confusing her with Cheryl. So there are moments in that scene with the principal where Meryl looks like Cheryl, and it's like, I hope they correct that mistake. Because even we can't tell the difference.
I'm gonna have a hard time telling them apart.
Yeah, I kind of wish they didn't do that, because, like, I know you need Cheryl in the series, but you didn't need to make a twin of her, because it's more confusing.
Hmm.
But yeah, any other final thoughts on Kernel of Truth?
I don't really know.
Yeah, me either. It was a nice Lincoln and Friends episode, and we're getting...
Oh, the poses
Yes!
they tried to do.
The poses!
The poses!
I know it was a reference to something. I don't know what the reference is, but it's like some anime reference of the pose. And yeah, I hope they get that down. All their attempts to do the poses were funny. Yeah.
Yeah, and they break something. Also, what are your thoughts on Principal Ramirez?
I keep forgetting what her name is. Principal Ramirez. I don't know. I don't have an opinion of her yet, since we've only seen her like twice now. Maybe I'll
Also, there was this scene where Mr. Ballhoffner, where Stella is reporting news about Mr. Ballhoffner's birthday, and wait, how old was he?
She thought he was turning 70, and he's like, I'm 34!
Slammed the door.
And then, like, Stella had that awkward smile, and then it cut to Lincoln with this awkward, scared smile, like, right, 34!
Lincoln and Mr. Ballhoffner need to bond soon.
Yes, I was saying that. I really wanted an episode where Lincoln kind of, like, softens Mr. Ballhoff. I don't know how to say his name. The Hoff. I call him the Hoff. I'll learn his name. Hoffner. I'll learn his name eventually. But yeah, I want to see an episode like that. Yeah, that was funny.
Seriously, when did he go from middleman to looking clean? From middleman to looking clean to school to looking to just smell bad and look horrible.
I don't know. Some fan theories I've heard, like, Loud Casa talks at this theory where, like, he got into a divorce with his wife or something, and that's why he got all messed up or whatever. Like, yeah, it's just the weirdest character turnaround. Because, like, he seemed fine in Middleman, all of a sudden he's, like, kind of an a-hole now, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So something messed him up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this was a good episode. Of course, I liked the Lincoln and Friends episode, and we're probably gonna get a lot more this coming season with middle school. So it was a good one. All right, so let's move on.
Middle school is gonna be returning.
Oh,
It's gonna make a lot of returns.
Absolutely, yeah. And now let's move on to the most important thing we're gonna talk about today: the Casagrandes. So let's go with the first episode, which was Boo Boo Business. After a disagreement with Abuelo, Bobby goes to work for Mr. Hong to try out his new business ideas. So do you want to go up first on this episode, or do you want me to?
You go first this
All
time.
right. Okay, so I don't think this is one of my favorite Bobby episodes. I think it's one of the weakest, honestly. Like, I feel like this episode went by pretty quickly, and I was talking about this with Nuon, and he's a big fan of Bobby, and we were talking about it in the Discord, and I was telling him, like, yeah, like, in this episode, Bobby just kind of left the Mercado and went to get a new job. But in previous episodes like Flea Market and Stress Test, the Mercado meant everything to him. Like, in Stress Test, he couldn't even take a test without the Mercado, and Flea Market, he was worried that anyone else taking over the Mercado would ruin it. But according to this episode, you could get anybody to take over the Mercado, even Lalo for some reason, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he would have let Lalo in charge, the Flea Market would never happen. I'm just saying. But yeah, it was okay. Like, I don't know if it was a great Casagrande episode or a great Bobby episode. It was just nice to get a Bobby and Hector episode, and Hector got jealous, and that Bobby got a better job, where his ideas were, kind of listened to, but Bobby's idea with the bunnies wasn't really the best idea he had,
There's like, the bunnies are snuggling me to death.
Yeah, I loved Carl hugging the bunny. That was so cute. Like, Carl was precious.
I thought it was pretty cute.
I was hoping Rodian wasn't going to appear in this episode, but when she did, I was like, oh, like, they kind of shoehorned her in at the last minute, But yeah, I don't know. I don't have really a lot to say on this episode. I thought it was...
I like the relationship. I mean, the relationship between Bobby and Hector. I mean, Hector has told Bobby that he'd be a natural working at the Mercado after he would retire in the Loud House episode Relative Chaos, and Bobby he's doing really good with the he's doing really well with the Mercado as far as I'm concerned, and so to have them go their separate ways, it makes the relationship seem a little stronger, and it was really cute how they reconcile at the end. Also, Bobby got to sing again in this episode.
Yes, it was cool, even if it was auto-tuned.
Yeah, but and he also got to sing at the end, when him and Hector were harmonizing.
And rapping.
Yeah, that was...
Mercado. And all the Casagrande family members dress up as all the produce. Roddy and Cucumber, or whatever it was, avocado. Roddy.
She probably didn't like it, and Bobby just paid her to do so.
I don't know. She looked happy wearing that avocado suit. She looked so cute.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure she was like, I'm not doing this, and Bobby's like, I'll pay you $50. All right. I mean, they all looked pretty happy at the end of the commercial, though. They're all hugging, they looked all happy and stuff, so I think they wanted to do it. It was fun. I also liked Sergio as the DJ, too. That was cool. They're all like, Mercado. Yeah, is there anything else you want to say about Boo Boo Business?
Oh, you do realize they got a new guest star, and he goes by the name of Daniel D. Kim as Mr. Hong. So, to get your opinion, what are your thoughts on him?
Mr. Hong, I liked him. I liked him for the most part. I think he was a good, boss for Bobby, because, again, Mr. Hong listened to Bobby's ideas, and they actually worked, and his store was thriving because of Bobby's ideas. So it was nice that Mr. Hong actually gave Bobby a chance versus Hector, who got jealous of that. But then, when everything everything got messed up in the end, Mr. Hong did fire him for a very obvious reason, which, I predicted, of course, but I don't know, maybe he couldn't have been that harsh about it, but I guess I liked him. What about you? Did you like Mr. Hong?
Yeah, he's pretty good. I mean, it was understandable that he fired... in my opinion, it was understandable that he fired him from his job because of how he messed up. I don't know if you're going to agree with me there, but
I do.
That's fine.
Yeah, but what I kind of found odd was that Mr. Hong already knew who Bobby was in the beginning, even though we've never seen this character before. So it was like, when he went over to Mr. Hong's place, he's like, oh, hi, Bobby. He's like, oh, hi, Mr. Hong. It's like, we've never seen you before.
They've never met. How does he know his name?
I guess because, they're neighborhood stores. I guess it makes sense, but it's like, we've never seen you before, so how do you know each other already? It's just strange, but, I guess not a big deal. But, yeah, I thought he was a good character. I don't know if we'll ever see him again. Maybe, but I don't know. Probably not.
All right. Well, I really don't have anything else to say about this episode.
Alright, so you want to jump onto the big one then?
I guess. I mean, let's go.
You don't sound very enthusiastic to talk about Blunder Party.
Yeah. If honestly, when I first heard of, I remember like a month ago hearing about this episode, and I was so excited. I mean, I've learned that none of us are supposed to get our hopes up high, but after watching this episode, honestly, I was kind of disappointed, but I started rewatching it again, and there are some good moments here. First of all, it was really interesting. It was really nice for Ronnie and Sid to have their very first slumber party, and I didn't expect their friends to actually appear in the episode. I thought it was just going to be them and them alone. But and it was nice for them to reappear again. And there were some cute Sidani moments, but there weren't enough. They weren't really enough for me to squeal. I mean, I would just be smiling. The best thing I would do would just be smiling at them. And and it was hilarious how Carl just pulled on he was just yelling. He was just telling on Ronnie and that he and Adelaide won't sleep over with
no.
her.
Abuela! Ronnie Ann won't let us in the slumber party. I love that he pulled the child card on Ronnie Ann. That was so funny. Anything else?
Also, this is something weird because Nikki made a mystery juice and Sid doesn't want to try it, which doesn't make any sense since back in Trend Game, she was able to try something. She was able to try a disgusting ice cream that Ronnie Ann made, and then she takes a lick and she said, "Not the worst thing I've eaten." But I can't tell if the mystery juice would be the worst thing she has eaten.
Yeah, because like even in that episode when they were gonna order like that pizza that was kind of disgusting, Sid even wanted to try a slice, and she also ate pizza with s'mores. But then when Nikki made her little drink thing, Sid looked disgusted. I'm like, well, what's the deal here? Don't you
like it?
Yeah, it seemed like they kind of forgot that Sid kind of likes gross food.
Yeah. Also, a little scene when they were playing a Twisters game, Sid just owned everybody.
Yeah. Her face, she looks so smug, like, yeah, I'm the best at this.
All in all, this episode wasn't even that bad, but I'll give it this, it was infinitely better than Fast Feud.
Yeah, for sure. I think any episode's better than Fast Feud.
Fast Feud's the worst.
Yeah, it just...
I mean, I can't believe I praised this episode first impressions.
Yeah, like...
I can't believe that.
Yeah, I don't want to dunk on Fast Feud, but yeah, that was just a random episode that shouldn't have happened. But, yeah, Blunder Party, of course, I forgot to read the description, which was Ronnie and Sid are pumped for their sleepover, but Carl and Adelaide might ruin the day. So I want to say this, of course... Carl and Adelaide were clearly the best part of this episode. I'm sorry. As much as I love Sidani, they were the best part. Like, after Uptown Funk, we got them again being adorable and go out with a little scavenger hunt and just being best buddies. Like, to see that they are actually really close now, like, is the best thing. And they were so adorable. Like, they literally just took over the entire episode for me. Like, as much as I liked Ronnie and Sid, their friends, like, having their slumber party, Carl and Adelaide just stole the show for me. Like, they were so adorable. Especially their faces when they thought about the big s'more, and then, like, when they made the giant s'more at the end with them, like, eating the s'more together. That was so adorable. Like, they're so precious. I love them. Like, I want more Carl and Adelaide. They're so cute.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they were pretty cute. I'm not gonna lie. When I say this. They were probably like one of the best parts of the episode. Also, there's also another continuity in the episode where, well, not really continuity error, but remember Misstep when Ronnie has a diary? Now suddenly Carlota has a diary. Does everyone have a diary?
Yes, I screamed when I saw Carlota had a diary. I'm like, does everybody have a diary now? And like, Carl didn't even read the diary, and the diary had a lock on it. He didn't bother to read it, You would think him reading Rodia's diary in front of her in Misstep, he would go ahead and read it in front of, like, Adelaide or something, Like, I get it was part of the scavenger hunt, but it would make sense if he actually read it out loud or something, It's like, why have it if you're not going to do anything with it? There's also another continuity nod in this episode. They finally acknowledged that Bobby and Par are best friends for once. They finally mentioned that.
But it's weird though, because in Mexican Makeover, Par was like going crazy with the guitar.
Well, maybe
I'm like, dude, what the heck is wrong with you?
Maybe Mexican Makeover takes place before Never Friending Story. I don't know.
Oh no, before it takes place, I guess so.
Yeah, so like when Bobby's like, "Oh, Par Dog," and I'm like, "Oh, you have a nickname for him." It's like
not every episode is like, and it's even. This is sort of off topic, but you said that the show would be connected since Bobby's now 18, and I replied saying that it is possible that the Casagrandes episodes take place before school.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, that could be the case, but again, with the whole like Strife of the Party thing, where Lola and Lana were officially 7, we don't know if the Louds aged up at the exact same time according to school. And I was thinking because Bobby appeared at school, he'd be 18 in season 5, but if he isn't and the other Louds aren't, that means the Casagrandes aren't, because we still have no idea if the Casagrandes are aging up for season 2. We have no idea. They still haven't told us that. It's kind of important that we didn't know if they're aging up, especially if Lori's going to appear more because she lives in Fairway, or if Lincoln's coming back, which we don't know. So, again, we should probably know if the Casagrandes are aging up for season 2. And season 2 is in 2 weeks. We kind of need to know this information. It's kind of important, but, whatever. But, yeah, so it was nice that Bobby mentioned, like, a nickname for Par, so it's like, oh, Par Dog. And I was like thinking to myself, oh yeah, me and Par, we're supposed to be best friends. That's a thing.
They're a thing now, obviously.
Yeah. And I didn't really like Bobby's little, like, joke in this episode, him sliding around.
The gag where he's just sliding around.
Yeah.
It's just going back to Blunder Party. It wasn't really... It was interesting, but honestly, I over-exaggerated when I said we're not going to get another 2 of clubs. I shouldn't have said that. This is only the first season, so they'll probably kick things up a notch with season 2 and 3.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I mean, again, we're getting all of the friends in season 2, the opener, but I'm sure we'll get another Sidani episode, but again, I've learned with the Loud House and the Casagrandes to not have high expectations, because when you do, you get very disappointed in the end, trust me. I need to still learn that even from 5 seasons, so it's hard. It's best not to have high expectations, because I was excited for this episode, because I was hoping it was just going to be a Roddy and Sid slumber party, because again, like in Trading Game, Roddy had said that Rosa never let her have a slumber party up till then, and so here she was planning
away game.
I'm sorry, that's Trading Game. I apologize. It was just a Trading Game, away game, all the games. Away game, right? So here she was able to plan it on the rooftop, which I guess Rosa's just okay with her doing a slumber party now, apparently. So like it was all the friends, which I guess makes sense, but I wanted it to be just about them, but then when we heard Carl and Adelaide were gonna be in, I was like, oh, this is gonna be better. But then I saw all the friends were gonna be in, like, oh, okay, that makes sense, So, I think I liked it. I liked it the best of these episodes, but probably it's not like, I don't think it's gonna be a top favorite for me. I think it was
Me neither.
It was good, but like I just enjoyed Carl and Adelaide in it. I didn't really I don't know. I as much as I like Roddy and I didn't really care for her and her friends part of the episode. It was just I was more focused on Carl and Adelaide, So I liked it. I liked it a lot, but not. I didn't love it, So
Yeah, it was sort of a step in the right direction. I wasn't angry at all, okay? I was just slightly disappointed.
yeah. I agree on that. I was a little disappointed because I was like, I didn't enjoy this as much as I wanted to because I was looking forward to it, and I was just like, oh, okay, that happened. That was cool, I guess, but I probably won't revisit it again.
Huh.
But yeah, that's the thing, because, like, I was thinking, because, like, with the last episodes we had, like, before these, they were, like, all of them were so great, so I was like, oh, we get the next batch of episodes, those will be just as amazing. And I thought this week's episodes were just alright, like, they weren't all, like, amazing episodes to me. I thought they were all just okay, What'd you think about all the episodes overall?
They were watchable to say the least. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna watch them ever again. But, they were actually, they weren't really bad episodes. Out of all the four of them, the best one for me would have to be Kernel of Truth.
Oh, really? Why?
Well, because it was a little more interesting. Well, actually, I need to be more specific. Honestly, my favorite one out of the two new Halados episodes would have to be Kernel of Truth, and the two new Casagrandes episodes out of both of them would have to be Blunder Party. Even though Blunder Party honestly wasn't anything too special, I still didn't find it bad.
Yeah.
And Kernel of Truth, it did have Clinkin shipping fuel, so yeah, it was pretty cute.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Kind of.
with Blunder Party, you got that famous line, Roddy and Sid are like the perfect combo, like s'mores, just like
Perfect
us.
combo, just like us, and they do their Sidani handshake, which we never got to see since Croaked.
Yeah, so it was nice to see they brought that back. It's like, that's their handshake now. It's so cute, the little, like, psh, kind of thing. It's so cute.
Too bad we didn't see them hug, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got to say comforting Roddy Ann, though. That was nice.
I'll give it credit there and say that was a pretty wholesome moment.
And then toasty with the marshmallows at the end, I thought that was cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Definitely the Loud House, I liked Kernel of Truth the most, because I love Lincoln and Friend episodes, of course, and yeah, definitely Blunder Party, because Boo Boo Business was just meh. Like, probably the weakest Bobby episode, but yeah, I enjoyed all of these, but after the high, that
surprised, honestly, with a title like Boo Boo Business, I was honestly slightly surprised that Lori didn't appear.
Yeah!
Lori, she made more appearances than Lincoln!
You know how I'm so angry about that. Yeah, but at this point, it's to be expected, because of course Lori's gonna get more appearances than Lincoln, because Lori and Bobby are dating. It's to be expected. That's why I expect Bobby to appear in the Lori episode, because it's a Lori episode. Of course he's gonna appear, I'm so pissed that Lincoln didn't get a second cameo. I mean,
November has been the best month for the Casagrandes because we got the best Sidani episode, which was the Two of Clubs, the best Ronikin episode, Horoscope, and in that episode was the first Sidanikin moment.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I just... If we get a Sidani-kin episode, like a full-on episode with them just hanging out, like with the comic, I will stop asking the Loud House of Casagrande crew for anything. Just give me an episode of those three, I'll stop asking about anything. Well, maybe I won't, because I probably will still ask for Roddy Kid. But still, I will stop asking or expecting you to give me something. As long as we get a Sidani Kid episode, fine, because we got season 2, man. I mean, they better give us more crossover, because if they don't, I'll be super disappointed, because again, Lori got 2 cameos and more mentions than Lincoln in season 1. Makes no sense to me. Roddy is the main character. I'm still angry about that. And I'll always be angry about that until they give me exactly what I want, which they won't.
I know.
I mean, we still have like 3 more episodes of season 1 to go. I mean, maybe they could finally put in that last Lincoln cameo and I'll be shocked, but I'm not expecting it because of course I'm not, because they're not going to do it. I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. It's honestly, to be honest, it's a lot. This is fun, actually.
Yeah. I mean, again, Loud House Season 5 promised crossover with the Casagrandes, but if the only crossover we're getting is Lori and Bobby only, I'm gonna be very disappointed in Loud House. Do not promise Casagrande crossovers and it's just Lori and Bobby. I'm sorry. I love Lobby, don't get me wrong, man, but it will always overshadow Ronnie Kid, and I hate that about the show, man. I really do. That's what I hate about both shows.
A new Ronnie Kid episode.
We want it! Listen to us! If any of the crew is listening out there, I know we're angry right now, but we want a Ronnie Kid episode! November is next month. The anniversary of Horoscope's coming up. I'm doing a Ronnie Kid week. That week, if you give me a Ronnie Kid episode, I'll be happy. Dude, imagine if November we get like the best Sidani episode after 2 clubs, right? And then we get the best Ronnie Kid episode of the Horoscope. It would be like the complete thing. And then we get the Sidani Kid episode afterwards. It would be like the cream of the crop, right? I swear if they do that, that'd be amazing.
The 2 of Clubs was basically unlike any other Sidani episode. They can't just forget about it.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't mentioned the club, like, at all,
Yeah.
Is that still a thing?
They can't just pass it off as just another episode. It was unlike any other. So hopefully they'll do something with season 2. And, they just, they just made a statement about May 27th being Sidani Day because, that's where the Friended episode came out.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be the perfect opportunity to, like, announce a new 2 of Clubs episode, but I don't really know. But maybe they'll do that in the future.
Yeah, because again, season 2 is airing very soon, so we might find out a Sidani episode, very soon, because we don't know what else is happening with season 2. So we'll probably get our Sidani episode, but I don't want to have high expectations with it being better than 2 Clubs. But if we get an episode that's better than 2 Clubs, I'll praise it, man, but, 2 Clubs is very special.
You could spam it together.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
You could all spam it together. You, me, and Efren, am I pronouncing?
Yeah.
Am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. As long as we don't get another fast feud. Don't give us another fast feud.
I mean, fast feud, in my opinion, referenced literally the worst thing to come out of Nickelodeon. I wasn't really a fan of Good Burger, and I remember the Nostalgia Critic absolutely destroyed that movie.
Yeah. I just hope we get more news about season 2, because we know nothing about season 2, and it's coming out like in 2 weeks.
Other than new episodes, and
right.
They're gonna, even though I'm not really worried anymore as I used to back then with Dial M for Mustard and the first episode of season 2, because hopefully they don't add Nikki, Casey, Samir, and Laird frequently as they do with Sid. I hope they don't.
Well, you kind of have to expect that.
I like the characters and I like these guys, but because Sid is already a bigger character than them, really.
But, they kind of have to do with the Mirror Lincoln and his friends. I would be kind of like, as much as I like Stella, Rusty, Liam, and Zach, but I don't like to see them pop up all the time, I like a Clickin' episode, even though people frown on the Clickin' episodes. Family Bonding was top tier, so no more trash on Clickin'. That was a great episode, so, they're obviously going to give Sidani episodes. Sidani will appear in various moments. They appeared, Never Friendly Story for that bit, so that was nice. So I don't think the friends will always appear, but it seems like they're really pushing Ronnie in to have more of the friend group than Justin, which is nice, because we're getting that Dial M for Mustard, and we're getting the Fails of the Crypt, which is them in the the cemetery. And the thing is, we had a podcast about a mystery episode already, the one about the hallway gunk. So I don't know why we're getting another one that's focused on a mystery when we just had an episode like this in the podcast, It's odd.
I mean, Loud House. I mean, it's not like they did this. I mean, it's not like Kernel of Truth was the only one, the only gang mystery episode. There was also Tales of Woe,
Right.
which you know, which was telling the mystery of the Rouse or whatever.
Yeah, the Rappies. I almost forgot the name of it. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, so it makes sense, but it's like when I heard about Dial M for Mustard, I was like, this sounds just like a Loud House episode, just replace Ronnie M with Lincoln and his friends. It's basically the same episode, you know? Basically Kernel of Truth, you know? So, I mean, it's gonna be hard for me not to make Ronnie Kid connections when I literally see the same episode, just done in a different way and a different mystery, just with a hot dog cart, you know? And again, we're ending season 1 with a Bobby thinks he's a cat episode. Like, what a great way to end season 1. I don't get that, man. I really don't. That's a dumb way to end season 1, but like I said it before, maybe it'll be like the best episode ever. We don't even know it yet. You know?
Best episode ever.
It's
Fat
literally
chance.
like literally it's the best episode ever. They have you know what would make it better? They put Lori in the episode just so Bobby snaps out of being a cat. That's how they solve the problem.
Maybe the best lobby episode.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to be more specific.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, because Lori technically would love Bobby as a cat because she calls him Boo Boo Bear. So technically, she's already called him an animal anyway. You know.
Boo Boo.
Wait, why would he be hypnotized to be a cat? Why would he be hypnotized to be a bear? You know, because Boo Boo Bear. Why not a bear? He's literally Boo Boo Bear.
What?
Why a cat? I don't get this, man. I really don't. You know, after this, and then, like, Ghost to be announced, I'm, like, a little concerned about these episodes, but I'm sure they'll be fine. I'm just, like, really confused. You know? Alright, we've been rambling for too long, so we gotta end this. Alright, so, Burster, thank you so much for coming back on my show again. I loved having you on again, so thank you so much.
My pleasure. I'm so glad I get to be a part of this show, and I guess you could say it was more epic than the last episode I've been on. So, yeah.
I haven't heard back from the last one you were on, so I'm gonna say this was even more epic than the last one. But yeah, again, thank you so much for coming on again.
Thank you. You too. I'm so glad I could come on.
And hopefully I can have you back on again sometime, you know? Maybe if we get that Sidani Kid episode, I'll have you back. Or that future Sidani episode, the Sidani episode, I'll have you back on.
I don't care if the Sidani episode wouldn't be the Two of Clubs material, but maybe I'll come back.
Yeah. So, is there any social media you'd like to plug on my show before we go?
Again, I have a Twitter. I have a Twitter at Ronnie and Sid, and Instagram at BursterMFG. So, and I guess I have a YouTube channel, but I don't really post stuff there. But I am planning a Sidani compilation soon.
Ooh, I'm excited about that. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I still need to get every episode. I need to get all the episodes with Sid in it because she usually hangs out with Ronnie Ann, and maybe I can just edit them all together.
Yeah.
And yeah, that'll be really cool. I think it's probably one of the best things I've ever done.
That's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see that.
Sidani compilation season 2, and once season 2 ends, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping once season 1 of Casagrandes ends for my out of Casa account, I'm gonna do every 1 second part of the Casagrandes because I've seen videos like that where they do 1 second of every episode of a show. So I'm gonna do every 1 second of every moment of season 1 of Casagrandes as soon as it's done. Which won't be until season 2 actually starts, which is gonna be so odd. I know, it's so crazy. All right, and yeah, so As for me, if you have any questions about the podcast or want to discuss the podcast with me, you can contact me over at Clips on Twitter or at the podcast's Twitter, CasaLoudChats. And we'll probably see you next time after October 9th, because again, this week we have a break from the Loud House and the Casagrandes. So hopefully we'll see you during the week of October 9th, because we're probably going to get a promo for the new season premiere of Casagrandes and the Ghosted special. So we'll see you all next time when that will be October 9th of that week on Casa Loud Chat.